All right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take this knowledge that we have of inflation, and oh, I love this. I really enjoy this one because now we're actually putting into real life application. Because inflation really talks to us about purchasing power. So we're going to do two different things. First thing you're going to have to do with one of the things you could do, you just start off by saying, all right, I'm just going to calculate the inflation rate for all these sets of years. And I've got some repeats so you don't have to do it over and over again. But all these years between 86 and 90, what's the inflation rate? Between 2010 2013, what's the inflation rate? Between all these years, what is the inflation rate? Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to play with that. You're going to say, all right, so like let's say this rate here, I'm going to say this is, let's say, roughly about 5%. If you figure that out, that's going to be about 5%. So 5% as a number, it's going to be 0.05. Now, let's say you had a wage of $10 in year one, okay, in 1989. You're going to need to get a raise. If you don't get a raise, you actually lost money according to inflation. Well, how much is that going to have to go up? Well, if this here is 5%, and that's about what it is, you're going to need to increase $10 by 5% to have the same purchasing power. So the raise you would need is would be 50 cents. If you multiply 10 by 0.05, that would be 50 cents. Now, if you'll need that raise, and then the wage you would need to have is $10.50. So that essentially lets you know that if you don't get a raise equivalent to that of inflation, you actually lost purchasing power. Same thing goes for here in the bank. Let's say that this rate here is approximately 10%. If you put $10 in the bank, you're going to need to get 10% of interest to keep up with inflation. If you don't, you lost money to inflation. So that'd be 10%, 0.1. You'd need to earn $10 in interest, or you would need $110 in here for that final bank standing. So this essentially just, and I have a PowerPoint that kind of goes through it a little bit more, so check that out if you need to. Otherwise, do this worksheet, increasing or playing with the inflation on both wages and also money that you have in the bank. Okay, let me know if you have questions.